So hello everybody, my name is Andrea Guzzo. I work as a software developer at Booking.com, but I'm also an open source lover. And I started actually writing code because of open source. But I also have to pay my bills, so I always worked for private and business-driven organizations, which basically means that it really depends on what kind of business you work on. Then you have a different threshold on what of your work can be made public or not. But typically, if you are integrating some open source solution, open source software in your solution, there are at least like 3 kind of rules that I try always following. Reporting any bug or patch that I might have done during the way. Keeping some kind of open communication channel with the mainstream developers to solve my doubts, but also to propose ideas or such. And I always try layering my code so that the business logic is isolated and the generic work can actually be contributed back. Obviously, also here, it's not always possible to put this extra effort to layer your code. Every developer has to evaluate this thing every time. I work in a very business-driven organization, Booking.com. When I started, we were 40. Many of us were already open source contributors, so it was pretty straightforward how to contribute back. There was no formal procedure, and we just had to ensure we were not releasing any business logic in what we made public, and talk with our team lead and our teammates, sharing this idea of publishing some code. Now we are 400. We have even more contributions, but we still don't have any strict rule. Instead, we have like more instruments to allow us contributing back, especially hackathons. We have 2 days of hackathon every month, where our developers are allowed to think out of the box and contribute back to the tools that we use every day. And there is GitHub, which is awesome, allows us to share code and also allow us to simplify the process of deploying code which is maintained outside of the company. I would like to mention at least 2 projects that are public. Serial is one of them. It's a serialization format. We have a huge monitoring infrastructure, and we generate a lot of events. And we have been always struggling with a serialization format which was optimal for both speed in encoding and decoding, but also in terms of size sent on the wire. And one night, in front of a beer, 2 of our developers came out with a new serialization format, which is also taking advantage of some Perl internal data structure, obviously, to be faster. But nowadays, there are many people contributing to this format which are not from Booking.com. And if you check on GitHub, you can see that there are bindings in many other languages as well. Another project that nowadays all our events are encoded using Serial. Another project that I would like to mention is the one I'm working on since October now, which is called Shared Cache. It's a sort of key value store with cache and cache filling library included. Basically, the reason why I started this project during an hackathon, and the reason why I started it was to solve a specific scenario that we were experiencing by using Memcache. We call it set storm. It's basically when multiple clients try getting some key, they cache miss. So all the clients go back to the storage, fetch the data, and all the clients try setting the same data into the cache, which is obviously inconvenient and is a waste of resources. So what we decided to do is to move the cache filling logic into the cache layer so that the client can simply do a get. If it's a cache miss, the caching layer will know to fetch the data from the store and give it back to the clients. If you want to know more about this subject, I'm going to have a presentation on Tuesday at 8 p.m. where I will talk a bit about what led us to write this software and some of the internals as well. We have many more contributions. We keep a blog. It's blog.booking.com. In a minute. Okay. There you can find many of the things, of the cool things that are working on in the company, and we try keeping this blog updated, so visit it. Then again, my name is Andrea Guzzo, and you can find more of the things I work on github.com/xampp. Thank you.